The most valuable asset for most people is also the least valued. It is an asset that, with the right care, can appreciate dramatically. It is an asset that is taken for granted and that is impossible to put a price on. This asset, of course, is one's brain and the thinking processes that accompany it. Researchers continually tell us that only a small proportion of the human brain is still understood and used. The greatest development as we proceed through the 21st century will be a greater understanding and fuller usage of the brain. So why is this relevant to self-motivation? Because, very simply, there has to be a direct corollary between self-belief and personal motivation. If you can accept that your most valuable asset is your brain, it is then worthwhile accepting some basic principles on its function. For example, whatever you put in, you will get back out. The brain operates in a similar fashion to the modern computer. The brain, moreover, has the powers of reason and creativity that the computer does not. So, if you accept that the brain is the most incredible storage area, it then becomes essential to take care of what you are asking it to store. Some people will have a brain filled full of negative thoughts and experiences. They will continually input the "I can't" and reams of excuses as to why they are unable to do things. So when confronted with a new opportunity or challenge, their brains, on being asked a question, will deliver a negative answer. In the chapter on assertiveness, we discussed the importance of building confidence. Let's now touch on the 5 steps necessary to build that confidence and, in turn, build the self-belief which can become the foundation for inner self-motivation. 1. Get rid of excuses. So many people hold themselves back by making unjustifiable and largely untrue excuses to themselves, such as, "I can't, I am unable to because I haven't had the right education. I am not assertive enough. I am too old, I am too young, I suffer from poor health. I am not lucky. I'm never in the right place at the right time, I didn't go to the right schools. It's my family background, I was born under the wrong birth sign." Excuses. You can find an excuse for almost anything, so in building confidence, never, and I mean never, make an excuse. It may be very convenient, and I do accept that at times it can be reassuring, but excuses hold people back from goal achievement meant. So try to eradicate from your thoughts and vocabulary the words "I can't" and "I am not" and replace them with "I can" and "I am." Remember, your brain is a storage area. What you put in, you will, in turn, get back out, so replace the negative insertions with the positive. 2. Use picture power. First, let me ask you 2 questions. How do you feel about yourself? What is your own self-image? I hope that you will be able to answer by saying that you are proud of yourself, you feel good about yourself, but you would like to be better. We have all heard the expression, "Seeing is believing." The brain, with its limitless capacities, can help you immeasurably to achieve life's ambitions if you give it the chance. Picture yourself as the person you want to be. Clearly visualize whatever it is you want to achieve. The more you think about it, the greater the certainty will be of a positive result. There is another expression that says, "What we think about, we become," although this can work in a negative way as well as a positive one. If you continually allow your thoughts to dwell on illnesses and bad health, you almost certainly will experience the ailments that you think about. If you continually think about negative results in your relationship or business career, they will come to fruition. So in building confidence by using the brain's picture power image process, it is essential to make sure that what you are thinking and vividly seeing is positive. It must be conducive to your own self-image and its improvement, and your thoughts must be towards your goals, aspirations, and happiness in life. Think about what you want, not what you don't want. Go to sleep thinking positive ideas. Create positive images of successful experiences, and endeavor to make this a habit. This picture power involves visualizing. Your brain is used to doing this, as it regularly visualizes future happenings. The great sportspeople of the world concentrate on the result before an event, attempting to remove all distractions from the mind. You should do a similar thing. From today, get into the habit of visualizing the positive and expect the best. So what happens if you catch yourself thinking a negative thought? If you catch yourself thinking a thought that is not conducive to your goal, say to yourself, "I'm not going to think that. I don't want to think that." Tell your brain in your own words to get rid of that thought and instantly replace it with a more positive one. Remember, as I have already said, during your waking hours, you control what your brain thinks about. It does not control you. 3. Don't fear failure. Fear of failure reduces confidence and quite naturally self-motivation too. When facing a new opportunity or challenge, ask yourself what is the worst that can happen, and what might be termed as failure. Let me remind you again, failure is not a person, only an unsavory result. The danger with a lot of positive thinking training is that some people can become unbearably and unrealistically positive, so heavenly minded that they are no earthly good. A good balance is essential. One must be realistic, having looked at the worst-case scenario and thought about how to handle a situation should it arise. In other words, having planned a contingency, remove that thought completely and concentrate on your plan for success. But whatever you do, don't fear failure. This holds so many people back from ever trying, doing or achieving because they are unable to come to terms with the possibility that they might fail. Some people actually never try anything because this fear of failure has been cultivated in their brains for years. They think about it daily, so they never actually do anything and in turn become unconfident, unsure and unhappy. Let me remind you of that wonderful quote, "The only way to conquer fear is to keep doing the thing you fear to do." Before leaving the subject of failure, there are some people who are motivated by the fear of failure. While they are motivated by the fear, they never visualize themselves actually failing, and that is the crucial difference. 4. Consider your appearance. I have discussed this topic already in this book and I make no apology for repeating it. You must take a continual account of your personal appearance. Have you ever been to an evening engagement where everybody apart from yourself was dressed in a dinner jacket or evening dress? If it were to happen, you might experience a confidence crisis. It would be the same brain, the same body, but your outward appearance would have let you down. You must understand the importance of outer appearance and spend money to make sure it is looking good so that the inside has a chance to become good. But, like everything else, be realistic. Some people overindulge in their appearance and end up only feeding their own ego. May I remind you of the expression, the bigger the ego, the smaller the bank balance. 5. Keep a record of past successes. Everybody has successes in their lives. Equally, everybody has down spells when they either lose confidence or experience a reversal of their pattern of success. When this happens, it should be the responsibility of the individual to bounce back again. A good idea is to compile a record of past success. Think back to your earliest memory of success. It may be at your first school, winning the egg and spoon race. It may be the congratulations received on a drawing or painting. But from that earliest memory, recall every success experience you have had in your life. This could be captured verbally on CD or compiled in a Word document. Whatever method used, add to it every bit of success that comes your way. Then, when later faced with a possible loss of confidence, you can turn to that record and refresh your most valuable asset with the memory of some of those success experiences. This will diminish the feeling of self-doubt or loss of confidence that circumstances have provoked. Motivation can only perpetuate on the back of hope. To motivate oneself, one has to have hope. Hope, of course, is looking forward to the future. Therefore, for individuals to motivate themselves, they must be responsible for creating their own hope. Truly self-motivated individuals do not allow their hope to be out of their control or provided by others, by the government, by the world political scene, by the weather or any other factor that is not in their direct control. So let's now run through the steps necessary to create hope and be focused. For the brain to operate, it must be given goals, so the following chapter reveals the stages for setting goals in life.